What's going on? It's Brother Jay, and my thought of the day is what happened to originality? I mean, really, what happened to it? I mean, I did cover the last time, saying about music critics and stuff like that, and in the musical field where originality is lacking. But I'm wondering what happened to originality when it comes to filmmaking. I mean, these days, they're making a lot of shitty films and stuff like that. I mean, like, for example, like this. I'll give an example. Like a new movie, Prey, that came out. Okay? Now, granted, it is better than The Predator and Predators. You know what I'm saying? Which is like, you have Predator, Predator 2, you know what I'm saying? Then you wind up leaking into The Predator and Predators, and then they went to the Alien versus Predator shit, you know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? The only reason why, I'm saying this is because, you know what I'm saying, even though Prey was better than those two offshoot corny ass movies because the script was fucked up. And this movie, the script was decent. It's just that, they wrote it on an impossible note, like when you look at Predator, I mean, look, Arnold Schwarzenegger, even though, he's, semi all right actor, not really, but even he was getting his ass kicked through the movie, okay? You know what I'm saying? You know, then you have Predator 2, with Danny Glover and shit like that. Even he was getting his ass kicked by the Predator before he won. You know what I'm saying? This one right here, this is, even though it's done in native culture, Prey is done in native culture, I respected that. You know what I'm saying? But they wrote her as a character that's not respectable in her time period. Because if she would have acted all off the hook and going against her tribe, they would have alienated that bride. Or back in those days, the women would have beat her ass. You know what I'm saying? And snapped her mind on straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, fuck that. I ain't picking up no fruit and shit like that. I'm going hunting like the guys and shit. The fuck out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that time period. You know what I'm saying? So people be trying to mix their viewpoints in all kinds of time periods that it don't belong in. You know? So that's why I'm like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? So now she's at the end of the joint, you know what I'm saying, outmaneuvering the Predator, and he, well, you missed me. She's like every bit of like 95 pounds. And the Predator is quick as a motherfucker, and she's, you didn't get me. You get me. And I beat you. No wound, no scratch, no nothing. Walk back to the hood with his head in the hand and shit like that. Yeah, I'm the queen of the tribe now. And get the fuck out of here, man. So it was the action is what I give it decent level on, you know what I'm saying? The Predator's action, when it comes to other people, commendable. You know what I'm saying? It was just the storyline between her and the Predator, you know what I'm saying? No. So then you have other things like Star Wars, which is after they went, to episode 7, 8, 9, Snorville. No good ass story, you know what I'm saying? The characters are Mary Sue. Ugh, impossible to beat and all like that, you know what I'm saying? And then, so now they got new Star Wars Andor. You see this? Oh, gee, you'll fall asleep through the plot line. You know what I'm saying? While you watching, you're like, hello, can we pick this up? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh, wait. Did you see She-Hulk? Man, I don't see. I don't understand these people. You know what I'm saying? There's no originality. No one is coming out with their own fucking movie. Everybody's biting off of another movie. I mentioned Prey. I mentioned Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? I mentioned She-Hulk. These are other people's ideas. No one is coming with their own fucking idea. Even She-Hulk, that's an offensive shit right there because they have a comic book. Many, many comic books about this character. And she was involved with all kinds of, action-packed things, fighting against dudes, fighting against women and stuff like that. Some she's winning, some she's losing. You know what I'm saying? But they have all these different enemies and adventures that she went on. Now, I'm not saying that the comic was the best, but it was worth reading. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, they tore her apart. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, no. Now, one thing I could say that was like a kind of remake that wasn't too corny was House of the Dragons. Now, that was surprisingly good. You know what I'm saying? Surprisingly good. It kept my attention. It kept just enough suspense there, you know what I'm saying, to, keep you going and stuff like that, but they ain't treat you like a little kid like, oh, and did you know that this is what the MacGuffin is or something? They didn't treat you like, we need to tell you that this leads to this. So I respected, I still do respect saying the House of Dragons, saying it didn't let me down like I thought it would. You know what I'm saying? But the Lord of the Rings of Power, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what made them think, saying, hey, you know what? Will be a good idea. Let's sit up here, you know what I'm saying, and acquire the rights to the Lord of the Rings material. But we're not able to really write about Lord of the Rings material. But we're going to use some of the appendix storylines and reach into those things for quotations and abscess characters and stuff like that. But we tell a different story. So it's like it's Lord of the Rings, but it's not Lord of the Rings at the same time. So why do you have that in your name? Why not just say, hey, you know what? The name of our show is Rings of Power. There it is. Boom. Without attaching the Lord of the Rings name. You know what I'm saying? So now, all kinds of talking, because I read, The Hobbit, when I was like in junior high, and also Lord of the Rings. By the time I got to high school, I read the Tolkien version, the book of Lord of the Rings. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things are saying, but the main thing that they're mixing it with is in between like the Silmarillion and some of the, the untold, quotation marks, and mixing some of the Lord of the Rings in it. You know what I'm saying? So they taking little bits and pieces from everywhere, you know what I'm saying? But if you're going to take the name of a show, at least try to make it better. Like for example, like I said earlier, when Predator came out, okay. When they made Predator 2, it was just as good. Because the person, even though they changed the storyline. Now, see, this is where people get it twisted. They want to say, oh, you know what I'm saying? We want to have people represent us and stuff like that. And I be saying to people all the time, especially black people, you know what I'm saying? You forget that Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby and all like that, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, Esther, you know what I'm saying, on Sanford and Son, you know what I'm saying? They made record-breaking shit for black people. You have been represented. Don't act like you have not. Now, if you talk about sexual orientation, you know what I'm saying, there's been movies over the decades that had that. But they just trying to strong-arm motherfuckers now. So that's why you're saying that gets in the way of originality and content. You know what I'm saying? Now, here's the latest one now. Now they got a one called Hellraiser. Now they already made 10 Hellraiser movies. No. See, we didn't juice this orange and squeeze it to its last drop. We're gonna make a TV series now. It's about to come out soon, you know what I'm saying? Or if it ain't out already, you know what I'm saying? A Hellraiser TV series. Man, you know what I'm saying? I hate to sound like an old bitter man, you know what I'm saying? But, these days and stuff like that, it's like these writers do not know how to come up with something original. Like, take your mind into the time where George Lucas first came out with Star Wars 1977. You know what I'm saying? Now, he had some reference points like Logan's Run and maybe Battlestar Galactica or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But he had to actually write and make his own storyline, his own universe. Now, this is where I come from when it comes to story content. The first thing that gets me is, what universe are you in? That defines it. Because if you're in a Star Wars universe, that has certain laws and properties in that universe. That's different from here on Earth dealing with Predator shit. That's a whole different universe. But see, these motherfuckers gonna be represented in every fucking universe, and there's some universes that you're not in. You know? You know what I'm saying? When you got Lord of the Rings and stuff like that, that's over there in Europe, you know what I'm saying, dealing with European history, there's a lot of cultures that's not going to be there. That's realistic talk. So you have to have the stage of reality in the time frame of the universe of the story that's being told. And that's where a lot of people these days are just getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying? This whole Bechdel test is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, if they would have had a Bechdel test back in the day, there wouldn't have been no Mad Max or Road Warrior, you know what I'm saying, or the Terminator. You know what I'm saying? Now, they came out with some heroine movies back in the day, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, Aliens, you know what I'm saying, Alien 2, you know what I'm saying, the main person is the female person, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, through the Jason movies and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying, the hero at the end is always a lady. I mean, out of all, like, I would say 12 movies that they made on Friday the 13th, there probably was 3 movies that the girl and the guy survive at the end. Besides that, it's always been a lady survive. So I don't act like they haven't been represented and mistreated and everybody's misogynistic and stuff like that. Come on, get a grip. Get a grip. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but I'm just saying, you know, even like they got a new Halloween movie now. Oh my God. Even though they're saying this is going to be the last one. Even though each movie that you look at is supposed to be the last one. But she still was even back in the 80s. She was one of the heroines that survived that. So, you know what I'm saying? They be acting like, you know what I'm saying, like, we wasn't represented right and shit. See, they just talking shit for now. They don't do their history and do research. So now, I want to bet you any amount of money, you know what I'm saying? When the Hellraiser, you know what I'm saying, TV show come out, corny. When that new fucking Halloween shit come out, people gonna watch it because it's Halloween. You know what I'm saying? But when you watch the storyline, corny. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's coming around with original ideas, original material. That means you have to be creative. You have to actually think of a universe to create. Instead of saying, hey, is that Daredevil? Well, let's make another part 2 of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of like trying to figure out some character they create on their own. But see, they're afraid, you know what I'm saying, that if they create a new character and people shit on that, you know what I'm saying? And most, you know what I'm saying, movie places don't want to, you know what I'm saying, invest in unknown material. That means you have to prove you have talent or sell your shit. It's like, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, Peter Jackson, when he first was shopping around with the, you know, Lord of the Rings shit, you know what I'm saying? He didn't just walk up and, oh, what? You talking about making a movie from Lord of the Rings? Yeah, here's your deal. No, he had to fucking sit up here and really put his showmanship on it, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, show that he was worthy enough to make this motherfucker. See, they need to have these other screenwriters and plot writers and all like that prove they worth like that. You know? You want the job? Prove that. Show me the material. Let me read it. If it impressed me, yeah, we'll go with your script. If it don't, get the fuck out of here. You don't get paid shit. You know what I'm saying? But all these people, you know what I'm saying, that's coming out with this new, today, that's why I be looking at older movies, you know what I'm saying, because that's the only thing that keeps me entertained. Because these newer movies, I mean, there's a few of them today that's pretty decent. That's pretty decent, you know. But most of these motherfucking remakes and retitle and prequels and shit, boring. Boring. So my suggestion is, man, the only way they can keep on making this shit is people keep supporting their shit. You know what I'm saying? So if people stop supporting their corny ass TV shows, they will have to sit up here and go to their board of directors. No, the board of directors go to them and be like, hey, why is our ratings not like this? Well, yeah, we need to make some readjustments, motherfucker, because they're in the business of making money. That's the whole thing about being an investor. You're trying to make money off the movie. How can you make money if your movie sucks? You know? So, that's all I got to say today, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have a good one. Deuce.